In a revealing statement that has sent ripples through the Moto GP paddock, Yamaha's test rider Augusto Fernandez has admitted that the manufacturer's much-anticipated V4 prototype remains far from expectations. His comments come after another disappointing test outing in Malaysia, piling pressure on Yamaha's engineering team and casting fresh doubt over Fabio Quartararo's long-term commitment to the project. After debuting the V4 at Misano, Yamaha hoped for clear signs of progress in Sepang. Instead, Fernandez's feedback painted a worrying picture of stagnation. Despite weeks of work and data analysis, the Spanish rider revealed that there had been no major improvement in performance or stability. Fernandez finished last on the grid, a hefty 2.381 seconds behind Francesco Bagnaia's benchmark, time a stark reminder that Yamaha's new concept is still crawling when it should be sprinting. "The only positive thing," Fernandez said, "is that we are now at the same level as where we finished in Misano, but that's not where we need to be." His honesty reflects growing concern within Yamaha's camp that time is rapidly slipping away before the new V4 concept must prove itself competitive. When pressed about whether the new engine could be ready in time for the 2026 season opener, Fernandez hesitated. His cautious response, "Not really, not yet," underscores the uncertainty surrounding the project. While he refrained from a definitive verdict until the Valencia test, his tone carried a hint of resignation. Even with promising data direction, Yamaha appears stuck in the early stages of development, while rivals like Ducati and KTM continue to refine already dominant V4 machines. Technically, the Spaniard outlined Yamaha's main struggles: a lack of power delivery, unbalanced chassis dynamics, and an overall setup that feels uncoordinated. "We need more balance, the bike isn't stable, and we're not exploiting the power we have. We need a better base," Fernandez explained. His words echo what Quartararo has been voicing all season, that Yamaha's transition from its traditional inline-4 engine to the new V4 architecture may not be moving fast enough to match MotoGP's new performance era. Behind the scenes, tension is mounting. Quartararo, who renewed his Yamaha contract with hopes that the V4 project would return him to title contention, may now be reconsidering his future. If the V4 fails to deliver significant gains by 2026, industry insiders believe it could mark the end of his Yamaha journey, and possibly the team's place among the frontrunners. Yet amid the gloom, Fernandez insists there are reasons for optimism. "After analysing all the data, we now know exactly what the problem is. That's positive. It means we have a clear direction," he said. "The challenge, however, lies in execution. We need the engineers to move quickly. We don't have time, but at least we have a plan." The upcoming Valencia test will therefore serve as a critical checkpoint. Yamaha is expected to roll out updated engine maps, revised chassis components, and improved aerodynamics in a bid to close the gap. If progress remains minimal, the factory's entire development roadmap for 2026 could be forced into emergency revision. From a broader perspective, Fernandez's revelations highlight the shifting balance of power in MotoGP. Where Yamaha and Honda once dominated with silky inline-4 engines, the modern grid is now ruled by aggressive V4 monsters from Ducati, KTM, and Aprilia. Yamaha's delayed adaptation has left it scrambling to reinvent itself, a process that may take years rather than months. Still, Fernandez's determination and Yamaha's relentless testing schedule show that the team isn't giving up. "We'll keep working hard," he concluded. "We have to accelerate development, but we finally have a clear direction. That's a start." This latest episode reinforces Yamaha's urgent need for transformation. The brand's cautious and traditional engineering culture is being tested in a V4-dominated era that rewards bold innovation and rapid adaptation. Fernandez's blunt assessment exposes not just technical flaws, but also a deeper cultural struggle, a team fighting against time, identity, and the relentless evolution of MotoGP technology. For Fabio Quartararo, the stakes couldn't be higher. If the M1 V4 fails to meet expectations by 2026, he may well seek a seat elsewhere, perhaps in Ducati's satellite structure or KTM's expanding lineup. For Yamaha, the next few months could determine whether it remains a cornerstone of MotoGP history or fades into the background of its own legacy. What's becoming increasingly apparent is that Yamaha's V4 revolution isn't merely a matter of hardware, it's a test of mindset. The manufacturer has long relied on its smooth, rider-friendly inline-4 philosophy, a hallmark that delivered titles with Rossi, Lorenzo and Vinales. But in the current era, finesse alone no longer wins races. The modern MotoGP demands aggression, top-end power and aerodynamic sophistication areas where Yamaha's V4 still lags significantly behind its European counterparts. Behind closed doors, sources within the Yamaha camp have reportedly admitted that internal debates slowed the early stages of V4 development. Some engineers wanted to preserve the M1's traditional handling traits, while others pushed for a complete overhaul to match Ducati's template. The result has been a compromised prototype, one that tries to balance both philosophies but excels at neither. Fernandez's frank assessment seems to confirm that the team must now commit fully to a bolder redesign if they wish to catch up. Adding to the pressure is the looming 2026 regulation change, which will reduce engine capacity to 850 cc. This shift could prove either a blessing or a curse for Yamaha. On one hand, it offers a chance to rebuild from the ground up and align their V4 with the new rules. On the other, the transition could further delay their competitiveness, especially if the current prototype doesn't provide a solid foundation before those rules arrive. Meanwhile, the rider market is quietly watching. Fabio Quartararo's patience has been remarkable, but not infinite. Insiders suggest that several teams have already approached his management with tentative interest, especially given his proven ability to extract performance from underdeveloped machinery. If Yamaha fails to demonstrate real progress by mid-2025, the Frenchman's loyalty could quickly waver, creating a seismic shift in the MotoGP grid dynamics. Another angle worth noting is the psychological toll this uncertainty has on the entire Yamaha project. Test riders like Fernandez are carrying immense responsibility tasked with shaping the bike's future under public scrutiny and constant comparison to Ducati's flawless V4 execution. The gap between Yamaha's potential and its results isn't just technical, it's emotional. Every test that ends in frustration eats away at morale, making the next breakthrough even harder to achieve.